Americans are mad. They're not very happy right now. In fact, let's even say that Americans are heated. Here we go. Americans had several complaints for Mexico. They have some problems initially, right off the bat, once they all show up, majority of them uninvited, uh, with the situation of rules that are upon them. You see, Americans are used to governing themselves. They're not used to being told what to do by anybody. And they resented taking orders from the Mexican officials who had graciously offered them free things. They said, "You're going to give us free stuff, and then we're supposed to follow a very simple set of rules?" Absolutely not. The other big problem they have, and they were unhappy that all of the documents had to be in Spanish. I mean, I don't even know where to go with that. It's Mexico, and they're upset that the rules and everything that they have to read in Mexico, it's written in Spanish, and they want it to be written in English, which is it's not the language that's spoken in Mexico. But Americans 100% felt that that's not the correct way. That everything should be written in English. In fact, they went on further to say, "We are unwilling to learn Spanish. We want to live in Mexico, but we don't want to speak Spanish." Again, it's really hard to sympathize with some of these people coming to Texas for me. It's like, what did you expect? I just don't understand. In addition, here it gets even worse. Many were slaveholders who were upset with Mexico because Mexico decided that slavery was wrong in 1829. Again, real hard for me to have sympathy with some of these Texas settlers. Now, the Tejanos, remember that Tejanos are basically Mexicans who have been living in Texas prior to the Americans coming in. They have complaints too. They were unhappy that the American settlers had come to Texas without Mexico's permission. Remember that 300 people legally followed Stephen Austin initially to Texas, right? 300. And then the other 25,000 were just like, "Cool. Oh, yeah, we didn't get invited, but we're going to go too." So Texas was overflowing with Americans, and this upset a lot of the Tejanos, mainly because these new immigrants showed little respect for Mexican culture and really seemed to have no intentions of becoming Mexican citizens. If anything, their goal was to kind of just, I don't know, make Texas into America. If enough Americans got there and they kept their American culture, kept speaking English, eventually it'll just kind of become part of America, right? That's the manifest destiny attitude, and this was a big problem for a lot of the Tejanos. Now, the Mexican government responded by closing Texas to further U.S. immigration, and obviously when it failed, when they said, "Please leave," and all of the Texans said, "No, we're going to stay," Mexico sent troops to Texas to enforce the immigration laws, or these rules they were supposed to follow. Now, when the Mexican army arrives to Texas to force them back into America, it immediately starts massive gunshots going back and forth. The Texans had no intention of leaving and every intention of fighting the minute that the Mexican army showed up. Now, here's the thing. Mexico sounds pretty chill during this time, right? They're totally down to invite people into Texas, give them free land. Very, very relaxed rules, in my opinion, for what you're getting out of the deal. But it also turns out that the leader of Mexico during the time, Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, was straight up crazy. You didn't want to mess with this dude. And he was here. He's done. He's over it. He was letting other people handle it. And then he's like, "You know what? I got this." Santa Anna decides that he will personally march thousands of soldiers to Texas to deal with this issue himself. And let me just tell you, this man does not play games. He plays for keeps. He is very, very violent, and he's not here to negotiate anymore. Now it's basically time for the Texans to die. That's kind of his attitude. "I'm not here to make deals with you. I'm not here to ask you to leave. I'm just going to smash these fools, That's basically what's going to happen. Now I'm going to save all the stuff that happens, major drama between the Texans and Santa Anna and his soldiers. That's going to be on the next lesson. But basically, before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's answer the discussion question. Which side had a bigger right to complain? This is the most blatantly obvious answer. The Americans or the Tejanos? When you look at the Tejanos, the Mexicans who had lived in Texas, did they have a bigger claim to their problems that they have with these immigrants who are coming in but really refusing to follow the rules, and more were coming in than they were supposed to? Or on the other side, do you think that the Americans were more entitled to their complaints and their problems with what's going on in Texas? Use one of their reasons to prove their point. So I want you to defend one of the sides by literally using what they're arguing should be right for them. Interested to hear this debate. All right, everybody. Peace out.